Carl and Lou here from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short. And it's a tier list where we are looking at a random 30 horror movie covers. So covers that were the main cover often for the release on VHS, on DVD, Blu-ray and so on. Often the one that's mostly associated. Obviously, in a lot of cases there are variations. But I've tried to find what is considered to be like the original artwork design. And that's what we're going to be judging, basically. A random 30, probably be another series where we do another further down the line and so on. Kind of like with the horror scenes and stuff. Yeah. So I just thought 30 films, put them into Google, found the picture that I was aware of and went with that. Cool. 5 categories as always. We have the best, always the top drawer. The one we think looks the best. But also, we should add, it's not just about how good it looks. Also how good a representation it is of the movie you're about to watch, and provided we've seen it. In a lot of cases we have. I think it might be the other one we just haven't, and it's cool. Well, it's a cool picture basically.
Yeah, it made you want to watch it.
Yeah. Then we got lovely looking, so a nicely designed piece of art, decent enough, perfectly fine, easy to explain, right in the middle, meh, self-explanatory, right? And then of course, the worst. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We begin with 30 Days of Night. Now, we've got it in front of us here, the actual imagery on a lovely little iPad. And 30 Days of Night, you've got this brilliant kind of image that I think represents the graphic novel that it came from. I think it's in line with that, which is the font, the kind of jagged art style with red background, black, and that's the only colours being used.
I like that, it's kind of like the reverse negative effect. I think it's a really impactful one.
Yeah, because the image it's using is a vampire effectively throwing its head back. Very wild looking, very nasty. Right in line with what the vampires are like in this movie.
If you're having horror prints, that would make a really good horror print.
Agreed. If you read a graphic novel, you'll find a lot of similarities between this artwork and that. You know, double page where it's like one small speech bubble and it's all these sharp, jagged lines to create this imagery. It fits really nicely.
It doesn't ruin the film because it doesn't show you, because it's like a kind of graphic representation of a zombie. It doesn't show, the zombie, vampire. A vampire doesn't show you anything or any characters. It's not like the human characters in it. It's just, it
tells you vampire.
Yeah.
And that's
brings you in.
Surely enough to go on. I love it. I think it's lovely looking. I think it's right up there. Not the best because I don't know if it's got iconic status.
I don't like the way the 30s put. It looks a bit like 300, the way they do 300.
Yeah, it's an interesting point.
Novel as well.
It's interesting why they put an extra dot in the zero. Yeah. Okay, well, just lovely looking. To begin with, it'll be at the top. We'll roll with that. Okay. The original A Nightmare on Elm Street. So this was often a VHS cover. This is the one I remember. So, you know, you see the image up on the screen right now, but it's obviously Nancy lying in bed, little bit of exposed flesh to give it a kind of teenage sex appeal thing going on. And then you've got kind of Freddy's claw metal above her head as her hair spread out and a little bit of his face. It's very cool. Yeah. It's very cool. It's very unique. Yeah, I really like it. I associate this a lot with my youth. Yeah. You know?
I feel like it's and again, you're not seeing Freddy. You're just getting a trace of something, and just like that, quite iconic, like his hand. Yeah. I think it's a really good classic one. If anything, maybe a face could be a little bit clearer. It feels like a little bit. I don't know.
If I was to pick a hole in it, it would be the actual claw. It's interesting because obviously this is like a metallic claw, which is not how.
No.
Not how Freddy's at all. It's a glove with their knives attached to it. But, you know, that's a forgivable thing because that was a budgetary issue more than anything. Or something he would later try to correct heavily in Wes Craven's New Nightmare with the bone claw and the metallic claw that exists in that as the prop. So you can kind of see where the idea was coming from, just budgetary concerns. Where would you put this then?
I'd go lovely looking.
Agreed.
I feel like there's other images that are stronger. So like I would have used maybe like a silhouette, like a shadow of Freddy, maybe. Or something else like that. I would maybe done like a silhouette of him rather than this. But I do get to try to go with the whole nightmare. She's in bed.
I've got something that puts it. I've just noticed something that I think puts it above 30 Days. Look at the way her hair's spread out there. What does that look like? Claw.
Oh, like
the scratch claws.
Yeah. Okay, so that is.
I think lovely looking top of. There's quite a bit of detail actually in it. There's quite a lot going on in it, but still very, very nice. Okay, up next we have Chud. Chud.
Never seen the film.
So this is obviously the 80s horror kind of thing about the sewer-dwelling monsters. We did start it, but you fell asleep, so we didn't finish it.
Oh, okay.
It is a movie I've seen before. Very, very entertaining. Very of our time. Underground sewer-dwelling monsters. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Set in New York City. Here you get all of that in one. You get the backdrop of a city, this city. You get an up-close of the sewer lid coming up with the steam and the part of a monster coming up. It's very classic.
I just get, instantaneously, I get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay.
Because they had a poster, I think, for the second film.
Okay.
Very similar. They had a city backdrop and it had one of them peeking out of a manhole covering the road. So
Okay.
that automatically that puts me way off of that as being horror. I just don't think of the street underground dwelling turtles.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to go with. Don't like it.
Well, with that in mind then, where would you put it?
Meh.
Oh, decent enough. Come on,
No.
man. You got everything you need to know about that movie in that picture. Forget what you associate it with. Do you get that as a monster movie?
Yeah, I still think it's meh though. Like the font, it's not great. Like the font of what the actual chud stands for. Don't like that.
Oh, man, come on. All right. I'll give you this one.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I might come back to this with, I need something. Chopping Mall. We are at Chopping Mall here. Another 80s movie that's very, very silly. The robots that are designed to be security in the shopping mall and end up getting, I think the system gets struck by lightning, so they become killers, shoot lasers, and you get some crazy like head explosion effects and stuff like that. Very silly, very over time, very entertaining. And there's the cover. Really overselling it, to be honest, because it's not like, I don't think it's as gory as that, but if you want to tell me 80s sort of like 80s silly horror, I get a lot of that with this. You know, you got the hand, this embodied hand, it's a bit robotic. You've got a hole in the bag with a head in it.
Yeah.
You know, I quite like it.
I think it's really fun. Yeah, it's just the whole hand holding the bag. You get a peek of the head in the bag. I love that font. Absolutely love that font. Like, it shows me straight away, like, it's horror, but don't take it too seriously.
Okay.
Yeah, I would want to see this.
All right.
Yeah.
Where would you put it?
I think looking lovely.
Lovely looking.
Lovely looking.
Okay. Lovely. I would go with decent enough. Top of decent enough.
All right, well, you go.
Just because I think the two and lovely looking are better. Yeah, I'm having this one.
Yeah.
Decent enough. Because for me, like, it doesn't accurately represent the crap the movie you're going to get. I think I remember when I watched this, I saw the cover first and thought, I thought it was going to be a lot more violent and gory. And I'm like, oh, it's robots.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Carrie. So this is an interesting one as far as covers go. I think it's quite iconic, but it's also a bit weird. Here you kind of get basically two stills from the movie. One is Carrie accepting the prom, being crowned as prom queen. The other, when she's covered in blood and doing the crazy eyes. You've got Carrie written in a way that's like almost like a dream font, so to speak.
Yeah, that wavy font.
Yeah.
I feel because Carrie, that title could mean anything. So I mean, there's nothing about the title Carrie that implies any kind of horror. I know there's lots of films that don't ultimately say.
Yeah.
It's not a zombie flesh eater that tells you exactly what it is. This is Carrie. What is it? Like a dramatic, not a film adaptation of a girl's life.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have to kind of give a little hint of what's to come. But I feel like you could have done that with another image of Carrie.
Yeah, okay.
Like maybe her just, like when she looks towards the door, that kind of stare.
Maybe a close-up of her eyes. Just her eyes right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not a big fan of this one.
No.
For me, this is a meh.
Yeah, meh, because you know that she gets so like she's a prom queen. Like there's quite a big. I don't know. It's kind of like you see it go. Oh, she already gets to the prom. But when you first start watching it, going, how does she get from like being?
It gives stuff away almost to a degree.
Yeah, and the next one she's covered in blood. I mean, can you tell from there that that's seriously like a terrifying image.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like I could have gone for another shot from the film for that.
It is a bit. There's like here's two stills from a movie, opposite ends of the scale, and that's all put in the front. It's got a lot of text as well. It's very, very busy. From the title to, you've got two different taglines at the top. If you've got a taste for terror, take Carrie to the prom, which is a weird one in itself. And then if only they knew she had the power underneath. Again, just shit taglines.
Yeah,
both of them.
and I'm pretty sure there's another one. There was another tagline.
Well, this is the
original
VHS and stuff like that. So for me, it's meh, and I'd put it below Chud.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
Cool. Creepshow. Creepshow, designed to look like a comic cover.
Yep.
It's very clever. It's very detailed. You've got the whole skeleton basically selling tickets to the Creepshow.
Love it.
The most fun you'll ever have being scared is tagged in the window. I think this is a great cover. I think you get everything you need to know here, which is that comic book style represented here. You can see that on the front of the comic book you're going to be opening to read these horror stories. Yeah.
I think we had this as a print.
I think we did once upon. I think it might be lying around somewhere. Yeah,
because it's so cool in itself, and it's like there's nothing else needed. Mm-hmm. Like it shows it's going to be tongue in cheek, like the font.
Yep.
It's kind of like it's going to be a bit comic booky. Yeah, I think it's one of the best.
Yeah, I'd put it best.
Definitely. Yeah.
Let's put it best then. Top. In the best. An American Werewolf in London. So it's a cool cover. I really like this cover because it represents. I think you get just about everything you need here.
Full moon.
So bear in mind, you know the title is An American Werewolf in London, so you're aware it's a werewolf movie. So obviously you have the two characters, Jack and...
Oh, God.
Oh, man, forgotten his name. But basically, them two, when they're in the moors, haven't been wet. And what it is, it's not a still from the movie, though. They've been cut out to make it look perfectly. And then over their shoulder, you've got the moon, full moon breaking amongst a cloud. I think it's really cool looking. I think it really is.
It is because there's also the other one that they used quite a lot, which was the actual werewolf.
Yep.
And that was one I remembered more than this one. I don't know why they put the words "the monster movie"
underneath. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, but there you go.
Was there another film with the same kind of title about?
No, I think it's
a hairy man. But yeah, it's simplistic enough.
It's not spectacular. It's not wow. So it goes in decent enough.
Yeah.
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 Above or below Chopping Mall?
Below.
I'd have put above, but fair enough. All right. Halloween.
Ooh, yeah.
It's an iconic cover. Yeah. It's very, very simple. It's a Halloween font at the top. You've got the pumpkin shaped like knives, with the eyes even given to sinister look. And obviously one end of the pumpkin is a hand holding a knife, and the tagline, "The night he came home." It embodies a slasher imagery. It really, really does. The little touches of making the pumpkin have a kind of knifey edge as well, and the eyes to look that little bit more sinister. I like the fact that the knife and the hand are coloured in a way to blend in, but they're obviously as well, like you can see what it is. It's a slasher.
Yeah, I think it's a very clever one. And like I said, it's called Halloween, so like, what is it, kids Halloween? To differentiate between a kids Halloween film, there's a nod to Halloween, but it's got that sinister edge having the knife on the front.
Yep.
So, and the taglines, it's all perfectly proportioned. Yeah.
It's really nice to look at.
Yeah.
For me, it's top of the best.
Top of the best, definitely. Yep. Yeah. I took a picture in my head of the prints. If you go to somewhere that has like lots of horror prints, these are the ones you'd have.
True. And now we come to what a cover this is.
Yeah,
what a cover this is. This is Fright Night. I mean, this is amazing. And it's one of those where you've got to kind of zoom in to get some of the detail as well. Obviously, your eyes are immediately taken by that fantastic imagery of the vampiric face and spiritual thing high in the sky. Yeah. The colour of the sky is really well done. There's stars, there's a moon and stuff like that. Then you've got the bushes and you've got the house. But look at the house. There's a light on in a window and there's a figure. There's a silhouette. I love it. I love it. For me, that is that was a cover that terrified me when I was younger. It's scary. Yeah, absolutely.
And like even like the smallest things, like the Fright Night, the F on the F and T on Fright, the way it frames it. I love things like that.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Little details.
But they've done brilliant work. The shading. Look at the shadows of the trees. Look at the path that it gets darker as you go to where the house creates a shadow. It's an incredible piece of artwork. To me, this is the best and top.
Yeah.
Because as well, I think it embodies the movie perfectly, which is you instantly get a vampiric feel. It's called Fright Night. Particularly, it's got the F and the T to give you the fangs.
Yep.
You've got that kind of horror, sinister edge. What about the silhouette in the window? What does that mean? And that's to do with someone watching. That's to do with the next door neighbour, of course. The only thing maybe you don't get as well across in it is that it's got a comedic edge.
Yeah. It's difficult to kind of get. You either go all the way dark with that kind of imagery. Yeah, I think it's
it's just such a brilliantly lovely piece of artwork. It really, really is. It is absolutely. Hellraiser. So this is a funny one because it looks like it's a still from the movie, but it's not. It's more of a promotional shot than anything else. There's no part in the movie where he holds the box like that. But basically, front and centre is Pinhead holding the Lambert configuration in a sort of location that gives with the chains and stuff in the background to give you that kind of S&M sex feel the film has. He's grimacing. Yeah, it's an iconic picture. Taglines: demon to some, angel to others, and a second one, he'll tear your soul apart. I didn't love the focus on he, you know, like that aspect.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a good picture, but I don't think it necessarily represents the movie well.
And why is the box so bright? It looks like a Christmas present or a birthday present.
It looks superimposed, like he wasn't holding it.
Yeah, I would have. Again, I reckon like more of a, almost like a silhouette of Pinhead.
Yep.
So you just maybe having like him in the dark almost.
I think they would use it later on, but the half shadow.
Yeah,
the half shadow where you get half the shadow, half the face, half faced where it's in black shadowed, and the other you get the pins and stuff like that. That's quite a cool thing. I think this is quite literal. I think they really want you to be like, oh my god, watch it for this guy. Yeah. And it's like, oh, but there's so much more to Hellraiser than that. Basically, simplicity here would have made more sense. Yeah. Instead, you haven't. You've gone a little bit over the top of it. Yeah. You know, and they would of course use this exact same poster, but frame it differently for the third movie too. You know,
that's a bit poor showing.
For me, it's decent enough.
Yeah, same here.
Bottom of decent enough.
Yeah, definitely.
Might seem harsh, but it's our opinion.
Yeah.
Jaws. I mean, it's probably one of the most iconic pictures out there. This is what, when we talk simplicity, here's a great example of it. It simply is, and I love the fact that it's almost like here's a print, a still, against a black box.
Yep.
Add an almost like book style quality because obviously it's adapted from a novel. Yep. But you know it. You see it on the video, but you know it anyway. Jaws, big red font, straight. You've got the woman swimming above, and then you've got the rising shark below her.
Jaws.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. I mean, it's brilliant. I don't necessarily think it's maybe better than what we've got in the best.
No.
But it belongs in the best.
Yeah, definitely.
I reckon above Creepshow after Halloween.
Yep, that's why we're going to put Jaws the Shark. Yep.
We're going to put Jaws the movie there. Stars the shark. Maniac.
Hey,
Classic Maniac artwork. This is just one that I generally always loved. I think it's one of those designed to offend. Because it clearly is graphic from it. You know, you've got the half torso of the man, the lower half. You know, the bulging, like, even things like the bulge that he's got, but he's got the knife and he's holding a scalp. Yep. I warned you not to go out tonight, Maniac. Pool of blood running down his leg to his floor.
You know exactly what it is.
Tells you exactly what this movie is.
There's no question about it. I mean, I know it's called Maniac, but then there's that song Maniac. It could be like that. Maniac, exactly. It could be like a dancing maniac, but no, this is clearly someone's very unhinged.
Yes.
And I like the influence on other things. So I've got we both got a band called Video Nasties.
Yep.
Have adapted this to their t-shirt.
There's a variation
really cool.
There's a variation of the Maniac remake that does this picture as well. A variation on it. A Maniac cop would do this exact same thing, but from the cop perspective instead. Yeah. So that's the next stage. I love it. I don't think it belongs in the best. I was going to put it top of lovely looking. Yeah.
One thing I would say, I don't know, maybe in black and white would look as cool as well.
Oh, see, I really like the fact it's quite colourful because the movie is quite colourful. Yeah, I mean, well, top of lovely looking. We agree on that anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
The little nitpicky doesn't matter so much. The original House on Haunted Hill. I just like the busyness of this and the fact that it got all these kind of things that remind me almost of a ghost train style thing, which is what the film is very similar to. So this is a classic movie, and then you've got basically split it in half into three quarters. The upper quarter is the house looking super gothic and evil. You've got a skeleton taking up most of the frame, but it had a sinister edge holding a noose that is dangling a woman on it. I mean, that's quite pushing for this era.
That would have caused quite a lot of problems, I reckon. And obviously on the bottom half we've got Vincent Price holding a decapitated head. Indeed.
So and even lower down as well, right in the bottom left corner, they add another little part of it, which involves a trapdoor and someone drowning. Yeah. So it's very cool.
Yeah, and you think at the time it came out, people must have gone, that's like a don't they have reversible?
Oh, I'm not sure, but this is the print, and for me it speaks volumes about the house. And like I said, I really get a ghost house theme park vibe from it, and I quite like that.
I really like it.
Yeah.
It's like elements of that you'd have as a tattoo. I love that. Like the scene work on it, that skeleton. Oh, I love that skeleton.
It's quite colourful as well. They've really done some nice shading. They've tried to mute a lot of the colours, but they've kept a lot of the facial features. That picture looks like Vincent Price. Yeah. And that's a drawing. Yeah. And that's great. I like the fact that the eyes of the woman's head are rolled back. Great little touch. Yeah. Lovely looking.
Definitely.
But where?
Ooh.
Bottom?
I'd go just below Maniac. It's got to be up there.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm going to agree with you in that one. I do think I like it more.
It looks like a book cover as well. It's great.
Night of the Demons. So this is a personal favourite more than anything else. What I like about this is it's selling a part of the movie that's not that important, and something they more feature on in the sequels than anything else, which is the idea of like you're invited to the party by Angela. Whereas Angela's like, she's not a demon to begin with, it's something that happens to her in the movie. But they've used the makeup of the character, put that front and centre, had a little bit of comedic edge. Like they're getting across that comedic edge that the movie has. I think it's quite terrifying.
Yeah. I think too much writing.
It's a busy front. I would
have got rid of that top right and just had the invitation.
Agreed. You could, for some reason they thought would have a tagline as well. Angela's having a party, Jason and Freddy are too scared to come, but you'll have a hell of a time.
Yeah. Like they're relating back to the big stars of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I feel like, from like an artistic point of view, I'd say get rid of that.
The Night of the Demons looks great. Like I really like the font. Like Night of is very straightforward typeface, and you've got demons in that kind of garish font.
I like it.
Yeah, I really like it too. I think maybe top of decent enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good place to have that. Yeah. Ooh, that's good.
Simplicity.
Yeah.
Sometimes it wins out.
Yep.
This is Poltergeist. This is all black, and then in a very small square right in the centre you have Carol Ann, hands on the TV, and the simplest of taglines above it, they're here.
It's perfect.
Yep. The font of Poltergeist, happy with it.
Yep.
Probably don't need that it knows what scares you underneath it.
No.
But considering how empty it is elsewhere, I forgive it.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the best without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
I can't see anything wrong with it. I can't see what I'd do to improve it. I love the massive amount of space around it.
Yeah.
You know?
Because it makes it. It is like if you're in a room and TV's the only thing that's on, that's the only light you're getting.
It's very, very accurate. Yeah. I think it speaks volumes about a lot. Because the "they're here" part really sells it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What do you reckon in the best then now? Oh, it's up there, isn't it?
Oh, it's got to be. Well, I reckon above Jaws.
Yeah, I wonder if it goes above Halloween.
No, let's say
okay.
of Halloween that tops it for me.
Yeah, okay.
There we go. That's good.
House.
Oh, I love that one.
I love this cover. This is the disembodied finger pushing the doorbell.
Yeah.
I love it. It's busy in taglines. You've got 3 for some reason. We've got "you are cordially invited to spend an evening with Roger Cobb and his friends. Don't come alone." And "horror has found the new home." Drop the top ones. Leave "horror has found the new home."
Yeah.
Imagery wise though, it's
great.
Really, really well done. Like you've done a side view where you're looking at the side of the house.
Yeah.
And then you've got the doorbell and the image, like the detail on the hand
it's perfect.
Is brilliant.
Yeah, the way they've drawn that, the light, it's fantastic.
I think as well the font of House really stands out.
Yeah.
Like considering you've got to get all the credits and all that sort of stuff. I really like this one. This to me is lovely looking.
Definitely.
Near the top as well.
Yeah. I think above Nightmare on Elm Street.
No above House on Haunted Hill. I was going to go off the Maniac.
No, there's something about the House on Haunted Hill that's like classic.
Okay, yeah, because it's classic. I'll let you have it.
Nice.
Another simpler one. Rosemary's Baby.
It's lovely.
So they use white space here quite nicely, and then in the centre you've got this kind of big green square, green and black colours, the only ones that you used. And I like half of it, but I don't love this one. I like the silhouette of the carriage on top of what looks like to be kind of a mountainous range.
Yeah.
But then you've got obviously Rosemary's face sort of lying back looking up kind of thing. That's the part I'm not too sure about.
I really like it because normally like with things like possession and the devil and stuff like that, they normally go for like red. You see that a lot in like horror films.
Fair enough.
You see, look at our list already. There's a lot of red used, red and black. I like the greens, a different kind of vibe to it.
You know what knocks it up a notch?
Go on.
No taglines.
Yeah.
Nothing. They want, and like even the title's really small. Like they really want you to focus on that imagery. That's kind of cool.
And like Mia Farrow, I don't know what films she did.
I couldn't name them. No. Okay, I mean, where would you put this? And I'll see where I
I'd
match
go
up.
lovely looking.
Right.
I love the green and black. I think it's got so much more impact than just bog standard colour or red. I think the green gives it a spooky vibe.
I'll put it in lovely looking, provided it goes at the end.
Yeah, perfect.
Right.
Yeah, look at that green. It's nice. Yeah.
Oh, I reckon the best. Silent Night, Deadly Night. If you want to get across Christmas slasher horror movie, they have fucking nailed it here. You know this. It's this snowy rooftop, icicles, and it's Santa suit, one arm out, holding an axe going down the chimney. One criticism, probably the font for Silent Night, Deadly Night is a little bit iffy in regards to, for some reason, you've got white on the top as if to create like a snow, but it doesn't look that way. It just looks like bad clip art, which is my only real complaint. But I love it. I love it. It is the embodiment of a Christmas horror poster.
You don't see what the actual guy looks like.
Nope.
You know it's going to be sinister. Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. Love the detail in the snow. Like, it looks like snow. It looks real. It looks like a photo kind of taken kind of thing. Definitely in the best.
Yeah.
Where are we putting it? Oof.
I'd say at the end of it, because there's tweaks to it to make it better.
Okay, yeah. It's in the best. I'm happy enough with that. Ha! Street. This just cover just blows my mind. Street trash. What can you say about this? I think, again, one of the things that gets across is the tongue-in-cheek nature of this movie. And particularly, you should know as well, like, the gore effects in this are all brightly coloured. They're yellows, they're purples, they're greens.
Yeah.
It's super vibrant, and that comes across as well. And that's... what it's showing you there is actually a scene from the movie, but obviously not done that way, which is the bum that melts into the toilet.
Oh, God.
So you've got that aspect of things as well. But I think the detail in the drawing, but then those bright colours, I think it stands out. It pops.
Yeah.
Pops.
It grabbed you for the interest of it.
Lovely looking, but near the top, man.
I've not seen the film in comparison to this, so I'd go with where you.
Does this win you over? See where his hand snapped off here?
Yep.
There it is, still holding the chain.
Oh, okay. That's a bit better. That detail's a bit better.
So it's a perspective as well.
Yeah.
Like we're looking down. I want to put this above House, after House on Haunted Hill.
Yep. Perfect.
Up next, Army of Darkness. I mean,
it's great.
It is great. If you want, this is what I love. Is like they knew what they were making with this. They knew we weren't making Evil Dead 3.
Yeah.
We knew we were going for a bit more comedic tone, but we also knew we wanted to have this of Ash character in a more action hero role. So he's front and center in his cover, shirt ripped open, given a hilarious six-pack.
Yep.
You got the damsel in distress armor, like it's very classic, that kind of thing. He's got this chainsaw. Then you've got all the little details around it. So right by his right leg, you've got the little versions of him, including one of them setting him on fire. So you've got that comedic edge. Then you've got also the Deadites reaching up for him, but notice he's standing in a car as well.
Yeah.
It's not like he's standing on a cliff top. And of course you've got the backdrop, you've got the castle, you've got the army.
Yeah. I think
it's fucking great. It is great. It is a great representation of what Army of Darkness is.
Yeah. Like even like the font's great.
Yeah.
Army of Dark. Yeah.
One tagline: trapped in time, surrounded by evil, low on gas. I mean, that's another great tagline.
Yeah.
That is. It's the best, yeah?
Yeah.
Where do we put it? Oh shit.
I think above
bottom.
I think above Silent Night, Deadly Night.
I don't want to do that.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
Because that just embodies Christmas.
Yeah.
I think we'll put it in the best, we'll put it at the end of the best.
Okay.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Come on. The Howling. I like this cover. This is obviously a werewolf one, but I like this cover because, again, I think it's simple, but it really gets across a lot, which is the sort of torn flesh and someone screaming through it. So you've got the claw marks ripping down, which is designed to be like a chest which is the emergence of a werewolf.
Yep.
But you've got a victim screaming as well. Yep. Simple. The Howling font's quite cool. Imagine your worst fear of reality. Don't quite get that. No,
but I really like the look.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not enough to put it too high.
No.
Not enough to put it too high.
I'd say decent enough.
Okay, top.
Yeah, top of decent enough.
Yeah, I think it deserves to go above like Night of the Demons because I think it's like if you passed it, you'd stop and look again because it almost makes you feel like it's supposed to be bloody and graphic.
Like, it does look a little bit like paper as well from certain.
Yeah, which is obviously is designed to be like a cover ripped down, so but also it's clearly a chest.
And it's clever enough because I'm guessing obviously these posters have got a clear. I know this is for film covers, but like it's got a cover adhere to certain
standards. Yeah.
So if you went for a even more kind of gore or any kind of like indications that it was a chest, you might come on foot under the censorship.
I think top of decent enough is a good place for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ooh,
the Evil Dead, the original. I really like this one. It really gets across a lot. I love the contrast of how half of it is covered by that blueness, and then you've got the lower half, which is the dirt and the earth. So you've got that contrast between what we often associate with niceness, blue skies, blue environments, and you've got the dirt of the earth. You've got the woman being dragged under again. You've got a little bit of sexiness as this is sort of hanging off. She's trying to reach, and you've got a hand grabbing her by the chin. Yeah. It's very, very cool.
It is.
It's very cool.
I don't like the review.
Oh, right. Having the review in the front. Yeah.
I would, for simplicity, if I was having that to print, I'd just have it as just...
Nothing else there. Yeah, you would hope it'd be that way anyway. For me, it's not on the best, though.
It's a lovely looking.
I think top of lovely looking. Yeah. Top of lovely looking. Yeah. Just because I think there are better ones in the best, and I think it would be difficult to... Like, No, it's good where it is. Yeah. The Fly.
Ooh.
Gets a lot over here, you know. You've got The Fly with that sort of sci-fi font. A little bit clip-arty, but fine with it.
Oh, no, I like the shading on it.
Then you've got, of course, centering it, you've got the machine.
Yep.
And you've got human arm coming out one way, and then you've got what looks like an appendage that coming out the other at the bottom.
Sexy fly leg.
It is, it's like that. Hey. And that glow, the fact that it spreads across the lower part of the print, the image is really, really strong. I really like this. Yeah.
Yeah, the film was a lot darker than I thought it would be. Mm-hmm. I thought it was really horrendous at times. Loved it though.
Yeah, it's a classic.
It's such a good film.
Yep.
But yeah, I would be intrigued because I'm like, what is it? Is it aliens? Is it?
It's called The Fly.
Yeah, I know,
you wouldn't know, but you wouldn't necessarily put. I'm agreeing with you. You wouldn't necessarily take The Fly and then put that into what The Fly actually is.
Yeah, this could be like a pod from space that has like an alien flight. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all different kind of things. So I'd make me go, oh, I'd check it out because I want to know what's going on with this.
What's been quite intriguing is if you'd seen the original Fly and obviously then saw this cover of the remake and you remembered how the original Fly looks transformed there, which looks like a guy in a fly costume, and then you see that, you'd have been so excited because you'd have been like, oh my god, what the hell is that? Like, what are they going to do? Like, how's it going to be? And obviously Cronenberg as well, so you might be like, fucking hell, it's one of those. Yeah, I think it belongs to lovely looking. Yep. Near the top again.
One. See, another green one. Intrigue. It's different. It's not blood. It's not purple.
Where are we putting it in lovely looking?
So
we're Evil Dead at the top and Maniac second. Does it belong up there?
I'd put it above Street Trash.
After House on Haunted Hill?
Yeah.
I'm
still loving that as well.
Okay. Alright, okay.
I did like that Skeletoni.
Okay.
Yeah, looks nice there.
The Lost Boys.
Oh, it's
iconic.
It's very iconic, and I feel like it
gets across an aspect of the movie, which is important, which is the teenage sort of thing, because it's basically predominantly all our characters are here. Yeah. And I think that comes across quite nicely. I don't love it purely because it doesn't tell me anything. No. At all. But I really like the fact that the background's red, everyone else is black and white.
And they have to put the tagline on to kind of
give you something.
The extra link, because there's no. It's not even like when they smile, you see teeth.
Yep, there's nothing.
Fangs. So it's like, okay. I do like the contrast of colour. Yeah, I'd say the colours.
It pops. It pops. It's really sharp. It's a really well designed cover. Yeah. If I didn't know, say you didn't know, I feel like we didn't see Lost Boys, didn't have anything, and just gave me that picture without the colours. You might be like, oh, is it like a teen like something like Breakfast at Tiffany's or something like that?
Breakfast Club, you mean?
Yeah, Breakfast Club. Sorry, Breakfast Club, that sort of thing. Yeah. So for me, I'm leaning towards decent enough.
Decent enough, yeah.
But near the bottom.
Yeah, it's more for the colours for me. Like the framework, because like this.
Well, let's start at the end. Is it better than Hellraiser? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Better than American Werewolf?
Oh.
There, then. That's what goes in between. The Return of the Living Dead. So lovely. I have it tattooed on me. This is, of course, the comic book art style, which is the grave with the Return of the Living Dead spray painted. You've got the zombie with the can looking towards the camera. You've got the two main focal points. Although they're not although they're similar to characters from the film, they're not meant to be the characters from the film. We've got the woman. The fact that the zombies are very cartoony, but she's got a chest up as well. Yeah. He's got a punk rocker look, and then the little touch of the faces in the background. Love it. Love it. There have been many covers of this film This is the one I love the most.
Yeah.
As I said, it's there.
Yeah.
That's how iconic it is.
Yeah, it gives you a comic book vibe, so you know it's going to be a bit of fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nod to like the punk.
Yep.
So which you get in the soundtrack. The spray paint, the fact there's a guy spray painting on the grave.
Yep.
So yeah, there's always little elements that I do really love.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, it looks great as a print. I'm sure we've got that as a print as well, haven't we?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah.
But I will be realistic here. I understand there's probably better ones above it. I want to put it as high as... I would put it above Jaws off the Poltergeist.
Yeah, I was thinking there actually.
Brilliant.
Ooh.
The stuff. So, heavy in the text.
Yeah.
But its main focal point is simply the face. And that's what it is. And the big warning that appears on the top. What I thought was really interesting is it was designed to be as if it was a warning label.
Yeah. On
a back of something, which ties into the film. The stuff is a product you consume.
Yeah.
But obviously, it does that to you, and it turns into that. So I think it gets across it brilliantly. Like, if that was stuck in the back of a can, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what I think they were going. Does it come through brilliantly? Maybe not.
No.
But I can see what they were going for.
Yeah, it's something a bit different as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's quite disturbing as an image as well, like the contorted face and what's coming out of his eyes and mouth.
Yep.
And at context, yeah, it's quite. Yeah, I think it's quite a scary one.
Yep.
Again, there's bits I'd edit a bit, so I'd say
decent enough.
Decent enough, but maybe like top of decent enough.
Yep. Because of the whole can and the idea of it being like a product thing, that super sells me.
Yeah.
Super sells me.
Oh.
The thing. There's an argument about simplicity again here.
Yeah.
Although it's quite bright and colourful in the sense that you've got the kind of prism thing and the lights bursting off the head. Doesn't tell you much. You have a person standing in the centre, bright light exploding from their face. The thing, the ultimate and alien terror. It's iconic because the movie's iconic.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't necessarily say it gets across a lot of what the film's going to be about.
But in the flip side of that, I think that's a good thing. Like, how can you draw that's the whole point. It's a shape-shifting alien. Mm-hmm. So how can you? Because I've got.
I wasn't saying you draw the thing.
No, but like I thought you modelled the thing, but that's just one
variation on it.
Yeah, like the faces that are melding together.
Yeah.
So I think by having that coming out of his face, it's just very kind of like, okay, there's something there. Yeah, I think it's like classic, like the writing. It's like old school, like font. I think it's like the best.
Oh.
Honestly. Simplicity, it kind of draws you in. The fact doesn't.
Well, where would you put it in the best? I'll go with the best, but it has to be near the end.
I'd still go above Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Nope, it's not.
Then at the end of it, then
it can go above Army of Darkness.
Okay.
But it's not going above Silent Night, Deadly Night. Santa is in that one. You're not going to do that.
No.
I let it already go low. A modern one here, but I just fucking absolutely love this cover. It is The Night Eats the World, and
it's a good film.
Wow, I just love this flipping and reversal kind of thing. So it's very simple. It's all red, black and red. That's the predominant colour. The middle, weirdly, the middle portion of it is made up of the title and the credits and stuff like that. Then above you've got the silhouette of a person, in one case falling and one getting away from, because either side you've got Paris upside down on one end, and then you've got zombie hands reaching, or hands reaching up from the other. I think it's a great contrast, and to me gets across the bedlam of the mental state that this movie creates, rather than necessarily the zombie threat.
Yeah.
I think it gets across the city, which is important because obviously it's adapted from a book.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's just lovely to look at.
I do love it.
Yeah.
Wasn't there was a...
There is another one, but this is the one.
No, there's another poster, as above, so below, that has the same...
Oh, right, yeah.
They did the red and black with silhouettes in it as well.
Yes.
So I think you could kind of... might think of that when they saw this straight away. Like, if you saw this from distance, you might go, oh, it might be that as above, so below. I think that's what I'm thinking of.
I think you're right. I
think
you might be
it was
right.
red and black as a silhouette.
I think you might be right.
But having watched this film, I love this film, and
lovely looking, right?
Yeah, I'd have that as a print.
Yeah, same.
That's how I define it.
Yeah, like everything gone, and you've just got the guy, the top, and the bottom.
Yeah.
With not even the title. I think that would be so cool.
No, I like the middle part because it kind of...
It frames it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's very, very neat to look at. It's really easy in the eyes because everything's lined up so beautifully. It's basically, whoever designed it did a great fucking job. Lovely looking. Where are we putting it? It can't go too high if I'm honest, because there's some iconic shit there. And looking around where 30 Days a Night is, above 30 Days a Night after Nightmare?
I think so.
Yeah.
See, my thing about Red and Black though, look, it's used a lot.
Extra. This is a movie we watched quite recently. And I just chose the one because it made me laugh. It's quite an old school imagery. When Tony grows up, he's going to just be like, Daddy. So you've got this really poorly drawn picture of a young boy. You've got the alien behind him. And then, like, for some reason, they decided that wasn't enough. Let's have a spaceship taking off in the background.
Oh, God.
It's of a time.
Yeah. Wasn't this film called something else?
No, this is how we watched it on Extra.
We did. Yeah, I don't know why I thought it had another name, but
it's probably the only one we're going to put in the worst, if I'm honest.
It reminds me of like a, sort of like, it looks like an album cover.
It's pretty cheesy. I would almost say meh. If it wasn't for the... Why did you add the fucking spaceship?
Yeah.
We get enough from that.
Yeah.
We get enough from that. The worst.
Definitely.
So yeah, we'll put it in the worst, yeah? Sorry, Extra, but you're just not a good one. I did want to... Because as we go on, I'm hoping that we'll come across more bad ones as well when we do other videos. And we end with Return of the Living Dead Part 2. I really like this cover, except for one thing. I think they ripped off Fright Night.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
So this is... And right, here's the other reason why I put this one in. I put this one in because I'm going to rank this one low. Because not only do I feel like, okay, you kind of took ideas elsewhere, but I also think you are selling the movie wrong.
Yeah.
This is quite a scary cover.
Yeah.
So you've got the graves, the lower, it's quite a lot of detail because you've also got the houses, like showing a town.
Yeah.
But then you've got this rising smoke leading to this very horrifying face in a thing.
Yeah.
And just when you thought it was safe to be dead, and you're like, oh, this is going to be a proper scary movie. It's not. No. It's a slapstick comedy horror, and a bad one at that. Yeah. So yeah, like for me, while it's cool, I like it. It's cool.
I like the font, and I like the colours. I like the colours of the sky.
Yeah.
Like the sunrise or sunset. Sunset.
Sunrise, sunset.
I'm getting the fright night feel.
But it is a nice design, so we can't really put it too low.
I'll go meh.
Top of meh then. Top of meh.
Yeah.
And there we go. There's our first 30 horror movie. I think it's pretty like on the nose what we would have. We've got Fright Night at the best.
Yeah.
We've got Halloween. We've got Poltergeist. We've got Return of the Living Dead. We've got Jaws. We've got Creepshow, Silent Night, Deadly Night, The Thing, and Army of Darkness as our best ones. I think that's pretty right. I mean, there's a couple of lovely looking that easily could go in the best too, just in designs alone. It feels a bit weird to have the Evil Dead there, considering how cool it is, Maniac and all that, but we can't have them all in the best, can we?
No, definitely not.
Got any thoughts on it though? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhblofficial as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?